बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Let's all close eyes. Try to focus your mind on the Supreme Lord as we feel His presence, blessings, and focus in our mind. Receive that divine bliss, divine blessing. Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnam Tadanantaram Guru Papatmanam Trata Shri Krishnas Tvamalatmana Barahapidam Natvarvapu Karnayo Karnikaram Vibhradavasah Kanakakapisham Vaijayantim Chamala Randhran Venu Radhar Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrindai Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishadgita Kirti Namah Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamaline Namah Kamalapadaya Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Virdhati Purvam Yo Vedansha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvang Hadevamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। आदरणीय पूजनीय पंडित जी, विप्र मंडली, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipable Pandit ji, Pandit Suresh Singh, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Soul. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you here this evening. कुछ बोलने से पहले नियम अनुसार भगवान का गुणगान करेंगे, भगवान का नाम का गान करेंगे, क्योंकि इस कलयुग में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है नाम, नाम का गुणगान. Before we listen to some spiritual talk, let us now chant the divine name of the Lord for a few minutes as customary. Chanting the name of God is very, very important, especially in this age we live in. I was told this is the Ramayan Mandal. So you're familiar with the Ramayan? Kaliyug keval hari gun gaha, gavat nar pavahi bhav thaha, कलियुग केवल नाम आधारा, सुमिरी सुमिरी नर उतरहु पारा. Kagbasundji is saying to Guruji in the Kalyug Mahima of the Ramayana. In this age of Kalyug, Kagbasundji, through the grace of Bhagwan Shri Ram, had seen uncountable Kalyugs. And he says, in this age of Kalyug, the only thing we can do is to chant the divine name. Just by taking the name, only by taking the name of the Lord, one becomes free from the ocean of Maya and attains the ultimate aim of life. Ehi kalikal na sadhan duja, jog na jap tap brat makha puja. Kali yuga jog na jagya jnana, ek aadhar Ram Gunagana. Can't do anything else. No yoga, no gyan, no yajna. One thing only. Chant the divine name of the Lord with love, with devotion. So we'll chant the name a little bit. In this, the little booklets you've been given. Please turn to page 10. Page 10. We may not have enough one for everyone. We can share. Kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe, kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe, kripa. Can you give that mic to her? Let her chorus, please. The one that you were using? Yes, thanks. Kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe, kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe. Kripa kahi tan tora, kripa karu Radhe. Kripa kahi tanu tora, kripa karu Radhe. Kripa kahi tanu tora, kripa karu Radhe. Kripa. Oh, kripa karu Radhe. Kripa karu. Kripa karu Radhe, kripa karu Radhe. Oh, kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe, kripa karu, kripa karu, kripa karu Radhe. मैं तो हूँ पतित अति, कृपा करू Radhe. भला हूँ बुरा हूँ जो हूँ, कृपा करू Radhe. भला हूँ बुरा हूँ जो हूँ, कृपा करू Radhe. भला हूँ बुरा हूँ जो हूँ, कृपा करू Radhe. ओ कृपा करू Radhe, कृपा करू Radhe. ओ कृपा करू Radhe, कृपा करू Radhe. कृपा करू, कृपा करू, कृपा करू Radhe. कृपा करू, कृपा करू, कृपा करू Radhe. छोरू नहीं पाछा तेरा, कृपा करू Radhe. छोरू नहीं पाछा तेरा, कृपा करू Radhe. छोरू नहीं पाछा तोरा, कृपा करू Radhe. छोरू नहीं पाछा तोरा, कृपा करू Radhe. साधन बल नहीं, कृपा करू Radhe. साधन ओ साधन बल नहीं कृपा करु राधे, ओ कृपा करु राधे, ओ कृपा करु राधे, कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे, जग राग छूटे नहीं कृपा करु राधे, जग राग छूटे नहीं कृपा करु राधे, तू ही मेरी गति मति कृपा करु राधे, ओ तू ही मेरी गति मति कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
तू ही है कृपालु एक कृपा करु राधे, तू ही है कृपालु एक कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे, कृपा करु
कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
हे कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
ओ कृपा करु राधे,
श्री कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे,
कृपा करु कृपा करु कृपा करु राधे।
राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की। अब सावधान हो जाइए। Now let's try to be very attentive and listen carefully. सभी जीव संसार में दुखी है, दुखी है। क्यों? Everyone in the world is unhappy, stress, tension. Why? Because we have forgotten who we are. अपने को भूल गया मैं कौन हूं। We've forgotten who we are. Someone were to ask you a question, आपकी तारीफ, तुम कौन हो? Who are you? I am Mary, I am Ramesh. Ramesh? This is your name? I'm not asking what is your name, I'm asking who are you? Oh, I am South African, I am American, Bharatiya, etc. This is your nationality. I'm not asking which country you belong to, I'm asking who are you? Oh, okay, I'm a doctor, teacher, engineer, garbage man. Arey bhaiya, this is your job. I'm not asking what work you do. I'm asking who are you? Oh, I'm a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jain. This is your dharma, your religious denomination. I'm not asking which religion you belong to. I'm asking, who are you? Tum kaun ho? Oh, I'm a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This is what we call jati, caste. I'm not asking which caste you belong to. I'm asking, tum kaun ho? Who are you? Oh, I'm a human being. Human being? Manav hu? Manav. Manushya. By looking at us, we can see we have the body of a human being and not that of a dog or a cat or donkey. But this body belongs to me. Hamara sharik, mera. My body is hurting me, my head is paining, my finger got cut. So my body. It means this body belongs to me. Just as someone says, this is my house, this is my motor car, but no one will ever say, I am the house, I am the motor car. In the same way, this is my body. This belongs to me, so I am not the body. Who am I? What am I? I am something called soul, Atma, Jeev, Jivatma. Many names. We've forgotten that. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam briksham parikasva jate tayoranya pipalam swadat nasnan nanyu abhichakashiti. Shvetashvataropanishad, chapter 4, verse 6. The exact translation of this Ved mantra is given in Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Suparna vetau sadvishau sakhayau yadichhayaitau kitanidau cha vrikshe ekastayo khadati pippalana manyo niranno pibalena bhuyan. 11 canto, 11 chapter, 6 verse, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Bhagwan Krishna is saying to Uddhav, Uddhav Gita it's also called, that there is a tree, एक पेड़ है, वृक्ष. उस पेड़ में दो पक्षी बैठे हैं. On this tree there are two birds sitting. एक पक्षी ने दूसरे पक्षी को पीठ किया. One bird has turned the back to the other bird. They are sitting like this. One bird is Jivatma, individual soul, we people. And one bird is Paramatma, Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, Shri Ram. Haven't forgotten who we are, that I am the soul, the Atma. We turned our backs away from God from beginning this time. One bird is eating the bitter fruits of the tree in suffering, dukhi hai. The other bird sits quietly, does not disturb, sits quietly and just takes note and hopes this foolish child of mine is looking for happiness. All he has to do is to make a right about turn, left about turn. It's right here. These two birds हमारे हृदय में बैठे हैं. They are both sitting in our heart. Paramatma, Bhagwan and Jivatma. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe junatisthati. Chapter 18 verse 61 Gita. Shri Krishna says to Arjun, God sits in the heart of every living being. बैठे हैं हृदय में. And Jeev is also there. Haven't forgotten who we are, Maya took hold of us. Bhagwan की एक शक्ति है Maya. There's a power called Maya, a power of Bhagwan, took hold of us. And this is why we are suffering in this world. The aim is to become free from Maya. only by becoming free from Maya. The Vedas say, Tameva viritvat mityumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanaya. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 8. Only by knowing God can the individual soul become free from Maya. There's no other way. So it means we have to become free from Maya. Let's understand today a little bit about this thing called Maya. This is the reason why, one, we have forgotten who we are, and two, we are suffering. In the Ramayana, लक्ष्मण जी जब भगवान चित्रकूट में थे, तो एक दिन भगवान श्री राम लक्ष्मण के साथ बैठे थे। तो लक्ष्मण जी ने सोचा ये बहुत सुंदर अवसर है प्रभु से कुछ पूछना। One day, while in banishment, one day, Bhagwan Shri Ram and Lakshman were sitting in Chitrakoot. And Lakshman thought this is a good opportunity, golden opportunity. Let me ask the Lord some questions. Lakshman asked Bhagwan, what is Maya? Ye Maya kya hai? Bhagwan says to Lakshman, Tehi kar bhed sunahu tum do. Vidya apar avidya do. Lakshman, the Lord says, Lakshman, there are two kinds of Maya. Do prakar ki Maya hai. One is avidya Maya, one is vidya Maya. Not knowledge. This is translated as knowledge, but it's not knowledge. Vidya Maya means Sattva Guni Maya. Avidya Maya means Tamogun plus Rajogun. Maya has three qualities. Tribhir Guramaye Bhave Rebhi Sarvamidam Jagat Mohitam Nabhijanati Mamebhya Paramavyayam. Chapter 7, verse 13, Gita. Shri Krishna says, the individual souls are deluded, governed by three modes of Maya. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. Three Maya has three qualities. Ajam, Ekam, Lohit, Shukla, Krishna, Bahavi, Prajaha, Shrijamanam, Swarupaha, Ajo, Heko, Jushamanunu, Shete, Jahatenam, Bhukta, Bhoga, Majonyah. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 4, verse 5. This Ved mantra saying Maya has three colors. Tirangi hai. White colored Maya, red colored Maya, and black colored Maya. White represents Sattva Guni Maya. Red represents Rajo Guni Maya. And black represents Tamo Guni Maya. So Maya has three qualities. Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun. Out of these, Sattva Gun alone, that is Vidya Maya. We can just take a dictionary and translate. Vidya Maya means Sattva Guni Maya. And Rajogun plus Tamogun, that is Avidya Maya. So what does this Maya do? Bhagwan says to Lakshman, Ek rachai jag gun bas jaake Prabhu prerit nahi nij bal take. One Maya, Vidya Maya. This is also called Guna Varika Maya. Many names. Creates the universe, that world we see around us. Trees, valleys, oceans, animals, birds, human beings. That world we see around us, that is created by Vidya Maya, not by itself. Maya jar hai. Maya is enough, non-conscious. You see this glass? So this glass has no life. It's non-conscious. It cannot do anything. If I shake it with the hand, it will shake. But glass cannot do anything. In the same way, Maya is jar, enough, non-conscious. To Prabhu prerit nahi nij bal take. Through the inspiration of Bhagwan, Vidya Maya, Sattva Guni Maya creates the universe. And Avidya Maya एक दुष्ट अतिशय दुख रूपा, जा बस जीव परो भव कूपा. Avidya Maya has made us forgotten who we are. Is a cause atisaya dukkha rupa, intense pain and suffering because of this avidya maya. Ja bas jeeva, it controls the individual soul, has made us forgotten who we are. Aparo bhavakupa. Bhavakup means the world. Many names: Bhavasagar, Bhavanidhi, Bhavakup, Sansar. We fall into this big coop, rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Akar chari lakh chaurasi, yoni brahmat yah jeev avinashi. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to the residents of Ayodhya, the Jivatma, the individual soul, who we are, is avinashi, indestructible, eternal, beginningless. But it keeps rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Brahmat, because of Maya. Until and unless we don't become free from Maya, we will keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Uncountable lifetimes have gone. Uncountable. So it's important to understand this thing called Maya. Many people, I'm sure you've heard, when asked what is Maya, even the most ignorant person who calls himself Hindu, Sanatanist, if asked what is Maya, he will say it's an imagination of the mind. Brahm hai. It doesn't exist. But even for that Jnani who has renounced everything, renounced the world, renounced home, he eats the food cooked by others. You can question him, hey, Mr. Jnani, you have renounced the world, you say everything is mithya, an imagination of the mind, but you eat the food cooked by others. Is that food real? Kya wo satya hai? If it is an imagination of the mind, then why eat food? Just think, I am filled. But he has to eat. As long as he keeps the body, this body we have to nourish it. Tana binu bhajan ved nahi barna. We have to keep the body healthy. As long as the soul is in this body, we have to give it everything, this body, that it requires, the vitamin, mineral, protein in the right amount. Not too much, not too less. Everything has to be given napatule, in the right amount. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya also said the world is an imagination of the mind. Many Western philosophers do. Berkeley, Plato, Hegel, Kant have established theories of subjective and objective idealism based on the theory that what is seen as the world is an imagination of the mind. It is not real. As I mentioned, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya also says the world is an imagination of the mind. In other words, I am imagining you, you are imagining me. This is not real. And we have such a wonderful imagination. We all imagine the same thing. Every one of you sitting here, you see this guy sitting in front of you, giving a talk, wearing orange, yellow clothes. You don't see an elephant or a dog or a donkey. You see this guy and you can describe him all the same way. Jai Ho Shankaracharya. We all have such one, we imagine the same thing. So everyone, so the non-dualists The Advait philosophers, they say it's an imagination of the mind. But when we ask Tulsidas Maharaj, Tulsidas ji says, Sodasi Raghubir ki. No, no, bhaiya. The world is not an imagination of the mind. Maya is the power of God. Dasi, maidservant. Ved is also saying, Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mainam tu maheshwaram tasya veva bhutaistu vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. Shvetashvatara chapter 4 verse 10. Mainam tu maheshwaram. Maya is the power of Bhagwan. God is the governor of Maya. Parasya shaktir vividhaiva shruyate swabhaviki jnana balakriyacha. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 6 verse 8. Thousands of Ved mantras all saying Maya is a power that belongs to God. It is His power. In Bhagavad Mahapuran too, Tasya padam bhujadhyana dustara sutara bhavet. Bhagavad Mahapuran. Maya is the power of God. And of course Gita. Bhagwan Krishna is saying to Arjun, Daivi hesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya. Hey, Gyani, hey you Gyani, Advait philosopher, Maya is not an imagination of the mind. Maya is a power that belongs to me, to Bhagavan. He says, first, Daivi Hesha, it's a divine power. Or, Mama Maya, Meri Maya. It's my power. And if Bhagavan is real, then Maya is real. It is His power. And of course, Ramayana, Sodasi Raghubir ki, Samujhay mithya sopi, छूटे न राम कृपा बिनु नाथ कहूँ पदरूपी. नाथ जीव तव माया मोहा सो निस्तर ही तुम्हारी ही छोहा. मुधा भेद यद्यपि कृत माया बिनु हरि जाय न कोटि उपाया. Maya is the power of Bhagwan. And only when Bhagwan will tell Maya to go, then Maya will go. Just by saying Maya is an imagination of the mind, it's not going to go, let go like that. Bhagwan says many places in Gita, Maya is a power that belong to Him. Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat bhumirapuna vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankarayitiyame bhinna prakritiristadha. Chapter 7 verse 4 and 5 Gita. Maya is a power that belongs to God. Bhagwan is saying. Let me give you an example of how Maya governs and controls the individual soul. We people. In spite of having been told, beginning the Jivatma, the individual soul, we people, who what we really are, is eternal, beginningless. I mentioned we are not this body. We are the soul, Atma. Soul has no title. It's not a Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Buddhist nor Jain. It is not a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It is not South African, American or Indian. Soul has no titles. It's an eternal, Bhagwan says in Gita, Mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhutah sanatana. Chapter 15 verse 7 Gita. The Jivatma, the individual soul, is an eternal part, fraction of me, God. Mamaivansho. So we have been told uncountable times in our uncountable lifetime that there is no happiness in this world. Not even the tiniest drop. Yet in spite of that, we keep searching for happiness in this material world. look in. And the reason is because of identifying with the physical material body. This body is made of 5 elements. Kshiti jal pavak gagana samira pancharachit yah adham sarira. This body is made of 5 elements. Kshiti means earth, jal, water, pavak, fire, gagan means sky, space, and samira, wind. Earth, water, fire, air, and space. 5 elements. Is material. Jad pararth hai. So the subject of the body is the world. That's why I was telling you, we have to give the body everything it requires. The body, if you don't give it all the vitamins and mineral, protein, everything it requires in the right amount, you will die. It will finish. You will get sick. Stop breathing. What's going to happen? You will die. You can ask that person who is saying that this world is an imagination of the mind. Then how can you make use of the world? You eat food cooked by others, but you eat food. Well, there are yogis in India, in Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, who don't eat food. They don't eat food. They just remain on fruits, roots, etc. That's also the world. How can you make use of the fruits and root and water? Well, their yogis have given up fruits, etc. also. Haven't done pranayam, they remain they remain just without food. Just by air alone they sustain themselves. Well, their the air, vayu, samira, this is also one element of the world. Give it up. If you have to say the world is false, how can you make use of the wind of the world? Well, there are yogis who have given up the wind also. Air. Haven't done pranayam, they sit in samadhi. Where do they sit? On the earth. Kshiti, Prithvi, the earth. This earth is also one of the Pancha Mahabhut, one of the element of the world. How can you make use of the earth? Give it up. Then say it is false. Well, there are yogis who wander in space. Space. Akash. This is also one of the elements of the world. Give it up. Are, this body, forgot all of that. This body we have is made of 5 elements. Earth, water, fire, air, and space. If you want to say it is, the world is false, give up the body and then speak. Give it up. Then say it is false. You can't. So, we keep looking. Just as, you know, there's something called a moth. Patang, moth. They throw themselves into the flame of fire and die. Being attracted by light, they throw themselves into the flame of fire and die. In the same way, we keep throwing ourselves into sensual pleasures, hoping to find happiness. And in this way we go on till crippled and cheated we die. This is an example of how Maya governs and controls us. It's not an easy thing to understand. Just by saying Maya doesn't exist, doesn't mean you're going to become free from it. Let me give another example. Katha hai. Once Naraji, that great Rishi Muni Naraji, he said to Bhagwan Krishna, Hey Shri Krishna, please show me your Maya. Apna Maya dikhao. Bhagwan kuch nahi bole. Bhagwan didn't say anything. After a few days, he said, Naraji, chalo thoda ghumne. Ghum jaye. Hawa khai. Let's go for a walk. Take some air. So, Naraji agreed. So they went for a walk, Bhagwan and Naraji. After walking through some very desolate place, suddenly Bhagwan baith gaye. Bhagwan sat down and said, Naraji, bahut pyas lag rahi, bahut pyas. I'm so thirsty, Naraji. please go and look for some water. So Naradji said, okay. Naradji agreed. Bhagwan sat down and went in search of water. After walking for a little while, he came to a village. Gaon. He went to the first house and knocked on the door. It was opened by a most beautiful woman, Param Sundari. On seeing that woman, Naradji started speaking with her and stayed the whole day and the following day until he asked. He forgot all about his Lord was dying of thirst. He started talking to this woman and he stayed the whole day until the next day, until eventually he asked the father for her hand in marriage. And the father agreed and he got married to this girl. 12 years passed like this. The girl's father died. Naradji inherited all the property, land, cow, etc. He had children with this girl. He lived what seemed to be a very happy life with his wife, children, field, cattle, land, etc. One day, a great flood came to that village. Badh, a great flood. Houses and trees were swept away, animals were swept away by the raging current. Naradji had to escape that great flood. With one hand, he held on to his wife, another hand, two of his children. A third child he placed on the shoulder. In this way, Naradji attempted to cross that great flood. After walking a few steps, he lost grip on the kids, the children he was holding, and they were swept away by the raging current. Naradji uttered a great cry of despair, "Ah!" and rushed forth to save them. But in so doing, the child on the shoulder also fell into the water and was swept away by the raging flood. Lastly, his wife, whom he grasped with all his might, she too was swept away, snatched away and swept away by the raging current. Naradji himself was swept onto the bank of the river, wailing and weeping in bitter lamentation. From behind him came a very sweet and very soft voice. "Narad, beta, Narad, my child. Hey Narad, wo pani kahan hai? Where's the water? I have been waiting for you, Narad, for 1 hour. 1 hour? 12 years had passed. Naradji no longer needed any explanation of Maya. This Maya is no ordinary entity. It's one of the main powers of Bhagwan and is eternal and beginningless, just like Bhagwan. This is why God is called Aj. The Jivatma, the individual soul, we people, we are called Aj. Bhagwan is also called Aj. Gya gyau dva vaja visha nisha vaja Yeka bhokti bhogyata yukta anantaschatma vishwarupo hyakarta tayam yada vindate brahma me tat. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 1 verse 9. Both God, Bhagwan, and Jivatma, the individual soul, we are Aj, unborn, eternal, beginningless. So Bhagwan is called Aj, unborn. Jivatma is called Aj, unborn. And Maya, Aja. Aja mekam lohit shukra krishna bahavi. I told you that mantra. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 4 verse 5. Aja means unborn, female, feminine, stealing. So all means unborn, eternal, beginningless. Maya is no ordinary entity. So Maya is a power of God. So this Maya, as I told you, has 3 qualities. Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. These 3 qualities, they control our mind. They have their effect on our mind. It determines our character, our nature, how we think, how we feel. This mind, the thing we call the mind, is also called it's a product of Maya, and is also called Maya. And this mind is what leads us astray. We listen to the mind. Mind says, go on sleep, we go on sleep. Mind says, I'm tired, take a little walk. Swamiji will keep talking, take a little walk. Go and take a walk. We listen to the mind. We are slave to the mind. We know something is not good for us. It's going to kill us. The white sugar, the white flour, the white rice. Don't eat it. It's poison there. That white sugar, there's poison. Wish. But we can't do without it. It's going to kill us. Then we get diabetes. And we wonder, well, how did I get diabetes? And still we don't want to give it up. That's because we are slave to the mind. So it's important to understand a little bit about this. We'll hear a little more. We'll do a bhajan first. Page 19. 19. There are gatherings, mahafil. There are many, many gatherings all over the world. But there was no gathering that compared to the gathering of Bhagwan. Bhagwan Shri Ram, Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Yeah, page 19. In the gathering of Bhagwan in his court, everyone is treated alike. There is no high and low. You can be the king of heaven, Indra, or you can be a beggar. Everyone is treated the same way in Bhagwan's darbar, in his court. This court, unless Bhagwan showers his grace upon us, no one can know him. We sing a few lines of this beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Guru, Tam Kripalu Mahaprabhu. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। ओ लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो. Now you have the book and you're not looking in it. And there are people, oh you can't, but give Panditji, he doesn't have a book. No, she's not going to look, she doesn't have glasses. She can't see it. Please open the book, page 19, 19. Page 19, right? Very beautiful bhajan. Sing along. Sorry, Bora, I didn't know you couldn't see it. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या हो चाकर तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर। स्वर्ग सम्राट ओ तेरी हस्ती को हो जिसने जाना कोई आलम में आखिल नहीं है। तेरी हस्ती को हो लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
दर बदर खा के ठोकर जो थक कर आ गए कर कोई तेरे दर पर। बदर आ गया कर कोई तेरे दर पर। आ गया ओ तूने नजरों से जो रस पिलाया वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है। तूने वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है। वो बताने के ओ लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
तुम जो कहते हो तुम हो हमारे जोर मुझसे ही तू नाते सारे। जान कर भी जो नाता न जोड़े उसके मानिंद साहिल नहीं है।
जान कर भी जो नाता न जोड़े उसके मानिंद साहिल नहीं है।
जीते मरते जो तेरी अगन चलते रहते बिरह की अगन में। है भरोसा तेरा है मुरारी। तू दयालु है कातिल नहीं है। भरोसा तेरा है तू दयालु है खातिल नहीं है। तू दयालु है खातिल नहीं है। लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे।
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद
राधे राधे।
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे। Everybody
गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe.
Oh Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe.
Oh Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Radhe Radhe.
Devotees, in the beginning of my talk, I mentioned in the Ramayana, we are told that we can't do anything else spiritually in this age of Kali Yuga. This is the age we live in, except chant God's name. And yet there are many, all I'm singing Radhe Govind. There's nothing hard to say Radha Govind, Radhe Govind Sita Ram. Nothing hard. And yet many are not singing. Many are not singing, just being entertained. It's very bad. God gets very angry. When you don't, when God's name is being sang and you don't sing, Bhagwan says, okay, you don't want to take my name? Next time, when you get human birth, you'll be born Gunga. Instead of saying, Radhe Govind, because you don't want to chant. What is so hard to chant? Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Radhe Govind. It's nothing hard. And yet we don't want to chant. There's a lot of things we'll sing in the world. All kind of rock, dub, all kind of things we'll sing, film song that says all kind of nasty thing. And then when it comes to Bhagwan's name, where Bhagwan is sitting, Nam Nama Kadi Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis Tartar Pita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mahimno Nachanye. Bhagwan, He's so merciful. He's taken all His power and put in the name. Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi. He's so merciful. There's no rules, no regulation, which direction you should face, where you should sit, what kind of clothes you should wear, whether you have to fast. If you're doing puja, etc., you have to fast. There's only a certain time you can do puja. Which direction you have to face, east or north. You can't face south. There's so much rules and regulation. When it comes to Bhagwan's name, no rules. Any direction. You didn't bathe for a whole year, no problem. Radhe Radhe bolo. No rules. Etadishi tava kripa. My Lord, your mercies are to the highest. But durdaivami dishamiha janina anuragaha. My durdaiva, my misfortune. मैं इतना भागिन हूँ. My misfortune is also to the highest. I don't have attachment, love for taking your name. Prem nahi hai, pyar nahi hai. Because we don't have the feeling, we don't have that belief that Bhagwan is sitting in the name. You're chanting Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Do you have the feeling that Sita Ram is sitting in the name? We're chanting Radhe Radhe, Radha Rani is sitting in the name. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna is sitting in the name. Or just chanting because we want everybody to see how we can chant. No. Chant. This tongue has been given for one thing, to chant the name. The scripture says the tongue that is not used for chanting God's name is like a medhak. No medhak? It makes a noise, right? Frog. That one, the tongue that is not used for chanting the name of Bhagwan. This is why we've been given this tongue. Chant the name of the Lord. I must scold in anyone. My duty is to teach you, to help you to understand. Why this human birth is so valuable that even Devatas are praying for it. Bade bhagya manushya tanu pava, sur durlabh sad grantha nigava. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, it is the greatest fortune for the soul that acquires birth in the human form. Sur means Devta. Agni, the god of fire. Vayu, the god of wind. Kuber, the god of wealth. This is Devta, Sur. They are praying and begging to get this thing. This thing called Manav Day, and they can't. It means it's so valuable. We don't have any idea how valuable this thing called human birth is. We waste it. And Bhagwan has given this for one thing, to do bhakti. Bhakti. Oh, kuch nahi. Not to enjoy. Anybody can enjoy. Dog, cat, donkey, everything is enjoyed in the world. They also eat, sleep, drink, mate, just like us. What makes the difference? Bhakti Hari says, Ahara nidra bhaya maithunani samanya me tat pashubhir narana. Bhakti Hari says, as far as eating, ahar, nidra, sleeping, bhay, fear, maithun, mating are concerned, human beings are equal to animals. He puts us in the same level. Actually, we are worse than them. You don't see a dog or a cow frying. You ever see them frying some karela or some boda and eating? Destroy all the vitamins, all the mineral, all everything, and then eat. They eat natural. Original. So what makes this better? So in the second line he says, Jnanam hitesha madhiko vishesho Jnane nahina pashubhis samana. That great blessing, that great gift that places human beings on a higher plane to the other creatures, the gift of knowledge, Jnana. And when it's destroyed, when you get angry, growth, you destroy it. You become just like animals. But the Devatas, their knowledge is far superior to ours. Then why do they want human birth? Why Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying that they can't get it? Because only this we can do bhakti. Devatas cannot do bhakti. They cannot do purusharth. Their actions do not bear fruits. Only in the human birth, the actions we perform, it bears fruits. It's a karma bhumi. So utilize it in the right way. I'm not scolding. I'm here to teach. I'm here to teach. Right? So a little more about Maya. So as I mentioned, Maya has three qualities. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Sattva gun, the mode of goodness. Rajogun, the mode of passion, ambition. And Tamogun, the mode of inertia, bad, laziness. These three qualities are in all of us. They govern in our mind, the mind. They keep mixing and intermingling. You know, you've seen wrestling, right? You see wrestling on TV, or you may go live and see also. Supposing there are three wrestlers in a ring. The first tumbles the second down. The third tumbles the first down. The second tumbles the first, etc. One is always predominating. And the one which predominates determines our nature. So all three are there. Sattva-gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. But one is predominating. When the Sattva-gun predominates, high and noble thoughts fill our mind. We think about good things. We want to do good things. When Rajogun dominates, Sattva-gun is there, Tamogun is also there, but Rajogun is dominating. We are passionate, ambitious, hopeful. And when Tamogun predominates, we are lazy, lack incentive, our will grows weak. Very dirty thoughts come in the mind. Bad thoughts. And all three are there. and they keep changing all the time. Look, we people have a problem. Why doesn't everybody agree with me? Why does not everybody be favorable and listen to what I have to say? I'm going to show you the science that no one person can be favorable to another person even for one moment. And we hope that the whole world should agree with us and like us. As I've said, the three qualities keep changing in all of us. In all of us. And there's no fixed time as to when which quality will predominate, nor for how long. It will predominate 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the day, 2 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock in the night. No as to how long. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. There's no thing about that. So all keep changing in everyone, in you, in the husband, in the wife, in the child, in the friend, in everyone. Now, if the qualities of two people are matching, are the same, friendship is possible. You know, people have a thing. You meet people and instantly you like them. People say, my blood has taken this person. Or we think this person is very good because I like them. We meet someone and you get attracted. You feel an instant, you think this is such a good person. And there are people you will see and you just don't want to even be there. It's all because of the qualities. When the qualities are matching, friendship is possible. As soon as any change comes, that friendship finishes. Let me give an example. Supposing someone heard tonight in this mandir, Ramayan Mandal, this is called something like that, that the Swamiji is coming. And the wife says to the husband, look, I want to go to Ramayan Mandali. This Swamiji is coming. I want to go satsang. And the husband says, why waste your time going to listen to Swamiji? Oh my God, it's like bouncing your head against a brick wall. You wouldn't understand anything. So they start, let's go. He says, let's go instead. Let's go and visit some friend, family. Let's go and see a movie. Let's sit down and look at some TV. And an argument takes place. One stays home or goes with a friend, and one comes to the mandir, to the satsang. When the satsang is finished and they go back home, another argument takes place. You never listen to me. You're always against me. You don't hear me. Oh, and you don't come and join me in anything. Here also a nice movie is made. Why did this happen? Because of a difference in the qualities that was predominating in each person. In one person, the sattva gun was predominating. They wanted to come satsang. In the other person, either rajogun or tamogun was predominating. This is what happens every day, in every home, the whole day, every moment. There's a struggle between the qualities. Everybody pretends in the world. Everybody pretends. Otherwise, this world will come to an end in a moment. The husband thinks, oh, let me accept what the wife says. Let me just accept. The wife thinks, let me accept what the husband says. Then there will be peace. You know, there's a saying, it takes 2 hands to clap. Why is there quarrel and argument in the home sometimes? One person refuses to stay quiet. Somebody says something and the other one thinks, you want to tell me? I'll tell you this. And then the other one says this. And the language, the volume starts increasing and the language also gets bad, worse and worse. And then forget about words, then they may pick up something also too. If all it takes, one person stay quiet. That's all you do, one person stay quiet. How long they're going to quarrel for? After a while, the throat will start hurting. I am screaming on top of my voice and this lady is not saying anything. I'm wasting my time. Leave it. Leave it alone. This one. So if each and each person were to express what they actually feel inside their heart, the whole world would be finished. We'd say, just to we compromise, okay, you have your say, it's fine. Just leave it like that. And we always think that somebody's home is better. Right? You know, there's a saying, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. You jump over, it's still grass, bhaiya. My father, the child thinks, so he asks the father for something, and the father said, no, not going to give it to you. Oh my God. So much father in the world and had to get him for a father. I wish my father was like that fellow over there. I wish my wife was like my neighbor's wife. I wish my husband... Bhaiya, all is the same. All is the same. Nobody hangs their dirty linen in the public. Nobody goes out and tells everybody what's going on in their home. Outwardly, everything seems to be great. But inside, the same thing is happening in your home, the same thing happening over there. Right? Don't think it's different. We make that mistake. Right? So, look. Now you may say, okay, I am of a sattvic nature, and my daughter is also of a sattvic nature. Now there should be friendship? No, not even then. Why? The qualities are matching. Yeah. But there's a difference in the temperature, in the temperament, in the percentage of the sattvic quality in each person. Both of them come to the satsang. The mother and the daughter. Halfway through the lecture, one starts feeling, this Swamiji is going to talk whole night. I can't take it, I'm bored. Mommy, let's go home. Sit down, stay quiet. What's wrong with you? Stay quiet. Now, both are sattvic quality. But there's a difference in the degree. One may be 75% sattvic, the other one 25%. So even though the quality is matching, because there's a difference in the degree, the percentage, again, there will be quarrel and fight. And we expect that the whole world should agree with us and like us. If only we understood that no one person can be favorable to another, even for a moment, half of our frustration, disappointments, etc. would have come to an end. That's why it's so important to understand why people behave the way they behave. It all has to do with the three qualities of Maya. Somebody is appraising you, they are giving you flattery, be careful, Saudhan. There's a big selfishness behind the praise. Somebody is abusing you, that's natural. That's natural. You see, there's a big selfishness behind the praise. The more the outward love and affection we get from anyone in the world, the greater is the selfishness involved. We are all selfish by nature. Sarva swartam samihate. We don't like to hear it. The scripture says, as long as we are on the Maya, everyone is selfish. Sab swarthi hai. And, want to hear something? Shankar Bhagwan says to Parvati, Jate kachu nij swarat hoi, ta par mamta kare sab koi, sur nar muni sab kai yahariti, swarat lagi karahi sab priti. Shankar Bhagwan is saying to Parvati, this is a divine law. The more the outward love and affection, Jate kachu nij swarat hoi. Swarat means selfishness. What I want. What is going to satisfy my selfishness? What's going to make me happy? If the wife says what I want, my child does what I want, my husband does what I want, I have the best husband. I love you. Oh, my wife is a Devi. Oh, my child is Shravan Kumar. What? I have an angel. And the moment they don't listen, they don't do what you want, ooh, that same child becomes Shaitan. Devil. I don't know why I had what kind of wife I have, what kind of husband I have. On the basis of our selfishness being fulfilled, If someone does what we want, they say what we want, love, prem. This is, I have the best husband, the best wife, the best child. And they don't listen, they don't do. That selfish aim is not fulfilled or is harm. That same love becomes hate. This is what we call hate and love in the world. In reality, there is none. What we call love, if somebody does what I want, I love you, he loves me, and they don't do what you want, I hate you, he hates me. We don't understand this. We will say, I don't accept. I don't think I accept this. Shankar Bhagwan is saying, but that part I don't like. I'll leave that part out. Because we don't think I am selfish. It's not bad to be selfish. But the fact is we have to be. We all want our happiness. This is a fact. We cannot help it. It's our nature to want our own happiness. Why? Because, you want me to finish? Okay. Oh, I thought you will do. All right, so I can finish it off, no problem. All right. All right, so it's too late, so he wants me to finish. Anyhow, so I'll just finish it off. It's very important, but I'll finish it off. Some other time we can talk about it. So the reason why we all want our own happiness, because as I said, we are a fraction of God. And God is happiness. The Vedas say, Anando Brahmeti Vajanat Ananda Deva Kalvimani Bhutani Jayanti Anandena Jatani Jivanti Anandam Prayantya Bhisam Vishanti. Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 6. God is Anand, bliss, happiness. From bliss alone, the entire universe comes into being. Bliss is that by which we are sustained, and bliss is that into which we merge upon death. In other words, whether we say God, we say Shri Ram, we say Shri Krishna, or we say happiness, Anand, Sukh, happiness, there are two names for one and the same entity. Whether we say happiness or we say Bhagavan, it means the same thing. But number one. Number two, it's a natural law that every part, every fraction has a natural love for the whole and wants to become one with it. All rivers naturally flow to the ocean, being a fraction of the ocean. If you look at the flame of a fire, it naturally rises upwards, being a fraction of the sun. In the same way, we, the Jivatma, the individual soul, being eternal part, fraction of Bhagwan, naturally love and want only Bhagwan. Loke nahi sa vidyet yo nara mamanubhrataha. Valmiki Ramayan. Valmiki ji says it's impossible to find an individual soul that does not truly love and want God. Why? Because we all want happiness. It's our nature. Whether we believe in God or not doesn't matter. Because God is happiness and we are fraction. And that's why we are looking for happiness everywhere and everything. But we have not found even the tiniest drop. From beginningless time, even in dream. Soi sukha lavalesh barik jin sapane hu nahai te nahi ghanahi khagesh Brahma Sukhahi Sajjana Sumati. We have not found even the tiniest drop of true happiness, even once, even in dream, because we are looking in the wrong place, where it cannot be found. We are looking in the material world. From beginningless time, we are looking in wife, and husband, and child, in a motor car, in a big bank balance, in things to eat, in the way we dress. We are looking in the wrong place. If someone can convince us, and this is where the true guru comes, a true guru, when we do sadhu sang, when we meet a true saint, and this is very hard to do, we have met uncountable saints in uncountable past lifetime. This Tulsidas, Surdas, etc. we hear, we have met uncountable saints, but we're never ready to listen. We don't, one, we don't accept they are saint, and two, we think we know everything already. We don't want to listen to anybody. If somehow we meet a true saint and we do sadhu sang, we associate in the right way, the true knowledge will come. Guru binu hoi ki gyan. We get knowledge when we associate with the true saint, the true Guru. That knowledge will come. I am the soul, the Atma. And the happiness I'm looking for, I will find only in Sri Ram, only in Sri Krishna. Only then we will look towards Bhagavan. Yes, we will come mandir, we will pray, we will do puja, we will do everything. Not for Bhagavan. Not because we love Bhagwan, but we want the world. Hey Bhagwan, let me get a good job. Hey Bhagwan, let me win the lotto. I want plenty money. Hey Bhagwan, let me get a nice girl to get married. Hey Bhagwan, let me get a handsome boy to get married. We pray for the world. Because the conviction is there, I will find happiness in the world. If not today, tomorrow. The only way we can change that decision of the mind is sadhu sangha. When we meet a true saint and we associate in the right way, then the knowledge will come. Then we will go in the right way. There's a lot more to know. As I said, Maya is very important to understand. In this little time, it's very hard. I'm sorry I went above time. We started a little bit late and I went above time. But some other time, I'm sure we may have the opportunity again. And we do have other program where you will hear about, where we can come and listen and understand more about how to find the true happiness we're looking for. The rest, some other time. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.